والأمهات حسن تربية البنين والبنات، وجعل الأولاد والأحفاد والزوجات والإخوة الصغار والأخوات أمانة في يد القائمين عليهم من جملة الأمانات، يسألون عنهم يوم القيامة كما يسألون عن سائر الواجبات. نحمده ونستغفره إنه كان غفارا، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وبارك عليه وعلى آله وصحبه. أما بعد، عباد الله، خطبتنا اليوم تتعلق بحقوق الأولاد على والديهم. سنتحدث عن من حقوق الأبناء على الآباء تعليمهم العقيدة الصحيحة، وأيضا حملهم على الخير والطاعة، حسن تربيتهم وتأديبهم، وجوب النفقة عليهم، العدل بين الأولاد البنين والبنات في الهبة والعطاء، حسن اختيار أسمائهم، العقيقة، المبادرة بالختان. عباد الله، من رزق المال والولد فقد رزق خيرا عظيما، وقال تعالى: وقلت استغفروا ربكم إنه كان غفارا يرسل السماء عليكم مدرارا ويمددكم بأموال وبنين ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا ما لكم لا ترجون لله وقارا. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: الرجل راع في آله ومسؤول عن رعيته، والمرأة راعية في بيت زوجها ومسؤولة عن رعيتها. وهذا يقودنا إلى ذكر حقوق الأولاد على والديهم. فالأول من ذلك تعليمهم العقيدة الصحيحة، أعني عقيدة السلف الصالح أهل السنة والجماعة، لقوله تعالى: ما من مولود إلا يولد على الفطرة فأبواه يهودانه أو ينصرانه أو يمجزانه، رواه مسلم. والحق الثاني أمرهم بالمعروف وحملهم على الخير وطاعة لله ولرسوله، ونهيهم عن المنكر وتجنيبهم الكفر والمعاصي والمفاسد والشرور، لقوله تعالى: يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا، سورة التحريم. ولقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم: مروا أولادكم بالصلاة وهم أبناء 7 واضربوهم عليها وهم أبناء 10 وفرقوا بينهم في المضاجع، رواه أبو داود. والترمذي بلفظ: علموا الصبي الصلاة ابن 7 سنين واضربوا عليها ابن 10. والحق الثالث حسن تربيتهم وتأديبهم بتعليم الصدق والأخلاق الجميلة ومكارم الأخلاق، ومجالسة أهل العلم والنهي عن الكذب وسوء الأخلاق، لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم: لأن يؤدب الرجل ولده خيرا من أن يتصدق بالساعي. وحق الرابع وجوب النفقة على الأولاد، لقوله تعالى: والوالدات يرضعن أولادهن حولين كاملين لمن أراد أن يتم الرضاعة، وعلى المولود له رزقهن وكسوتهن بالمعروف، سورة البقرة. والحق الخامس العدل والمساواة بين الأولاد من بنين وبنات في العطاء والحبة والمحبة ونحو ذلك. لذلك الرسول يقول: اتقوا الله وأعدلوا في أولادكم. الخامس تحسين الاسم، لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم: إنكم تدعون بأسمائكم وأسماء أبناء آبائكم فأحسنوا أسماءهم. والسابع الحقيقة أي الذبيحة عن المولود لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم عن الغلام شاتان متكافئتان أي متساويتان سنا وشبها، وعن الجارية شاة، رواه أحمد. والثامن المبادرة بالختان لأنه لقوله صلى الله عليه وسلم الفطرة 5 الختان. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Brother and sister, inshallah, the khutbah today we're talking about the حقوق الأولاد على والديهم. That means our kids, the one we have, our son or our daughter, they have a right. We have to give them this right. The first one in this right to make sure we build the good aqidah. We make them believe the reality, believe in Allah, believe in the angels, and believe the prophets, and believe the books of Allah, and believe the last day, the day of judgment. We have to make them believe the pillars of Iman. And also we have to raise them and educate them in the Islamic way. And also we have to spend for what they need, because Allah asks us to spend for our children. And also we have to choose for them good name, and make sure also we choose them the good mom. When you go to marriage, make sure you find the good sister, Muslim sister. She can live with you and raise your kids. This is the most important thing. We have to make sure we do it right. The first one, the first right for the we have to give to our kids, as our Prophet say, "Rajulu ra'in fi ahlihi wa mas'ulun an ra'iyatihi." You are the parent in the house. You have to do what you have to do. That means you have a responsibility to do it to your kids and your wife. Make sure in the prayer time, ask them to pray. Make sure you take them to the masjid to learn Quran, because this kind of thing, if you don't do it, when you meet Allah, you're gonna have a big problem, because you don't do right with your family. And the first right you have to do to your kids, make sure you build for them good iman. So you believe in Allah, like what you say, because our Prophet said, "Ma min mawludin yulad ila ala al-fitra." Any kids born with believing Allah and believing Islam. The parent sometimes take them away to the Islam, take them to the religion. It can be Yahud or Nasran or Majus. But if the parent is Muslim, he raised with Muslim people, the kids are going to be Muslim. And sometimes they born another place, not Muslim place, they're going to be another religion. That's the most important thing. Make sure when you raise your kid here, you are in the blood of kufr. A lot of bad things happening in this country. Make sure you raise your kids in the Islamic way. Allah said, Ya ayyuhal ladhina amanu qu anfusakum wa ahlikum naran. Allah said in the Quran, oh you believe, protect yourself and your family from the hellfire. How are you going to protect yourself and your family? Make sure you raise them in Islamic way. Make sure they dress properly. Make sure they pray every day 5 times, and make sure you take them to the masjid to learn Quran and learn Islam. This is the right way to raise your kids. Our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, "Muru awladakum bis salati wa abna as-sab'in." When you have your kids, ask them to pray. When prayer time, when Azan is called, call them to pray with you. Don't let them stay in the TV, watching TV whole day so don't pray, or watching bad movie. Call them or take them with you to the masjid, or at least pray within the house. A lot of the parents, when you pray, you don't ask your family to pray with you. You let them sleep all night until 10 o'clock in the morning. You pray Fajr, you call them to pray with you. Zohar time, call them to pray with you. All 5 daily prayer. This is the way you have to do. And also, you have a son and daughter. When they reach age of 10, you have to separate them. You cannot let the boys sleep with the girl in the same bed or same room. If you have ability to do it, separate them, different room. At least, if you cannot do it, separate them different room, at least separate them for a bed. This is the tradition of our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also, husnu tarbiyatihim. Make sure you raise them in Islamic way. I already say, teach them the good manner, and also make sure they have good moral. Teach them the good things, to be true, not to be lie and talk something it's not true. Don't let them talk something not true. Make sure anything they say from the mouth is true. This is the most important. You raise your kids. And also, you have to spend. You have to spend. Make sure you spend. Because I see that a lot of parents, you have your son or your daughter, when they go to the public school or private school to learn English or another subject, you spend a lot of money. You can spend every month $400 a month to pay for the people in school. And when you take them to the masjid to learn Quran or to learn Islam, you will see him spend little money. He doesn't want to give too much. That's we have to think about that, because the same way you believe that your kids going to the private school to learn, maybe in the future you can be a doctor or lawyer, you have to believe that the most important for the kids to learn Islam, to learn Quran, because this our religion. They have to learn the religion to know the religion. That's why you have to spend also. Make sure don't let them feel they don't have no clothes, they don't have no food. No, you have to spend, because all the money you spend for your family, that's you have to do it. You have to do it for your family. You are the parent. If you don't spend, who gonna spend? You think somebody gonna come, give them money? Then make sure you feed your kids. Don't be cheap. Give them what they need: food, drink. If they need to go to hospital, take them to hospital. This all is your duty. You have to do it. And also, you have a family. Let's say you have 10 kids. Islam asks you to be make all of them equal. Don't love this more than the other one. You help one of the son, you don't help the other one. You buy this, you don't buy the other one. That's sometimes make a problem between the kids, because that's why you have to be you have to do that. This is the important thing you have to do. And also you choose for them a good name. When you give name to your son or your daughter, make sure you choose very good name for them. Our Prophet says, the best name is name, you choose one of the Allah's name, the 99 names. Allah, Rahman, Rahim. All these names, if you put Abdu before, like Abdullah, Abdurrahman, Abdurrazzaq, this is the best name you can choose for your son, if you boy. Or you choose the name of our Holy Prophet Muhammad, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Muhammad, Ahmad, Hamid, Mahmud, Mustafa, Mujtaba, all these for our Holy Prophet Muhammad. Or you choose the name of all the Prophet, Adam, Idris, Nuh, Hud, Salih, Lord, Ibrahim, Ismail, Ishaq, Yaqub, Yusuf, Shu'aib, Harun, Musa, Dawood, Ayub, Dhul Kifli, Yunus, Ilyas, Ilyas, Zakaria, Yahya, Isa. All these name of our holy, all different prophet. You choose this is the best name you can choose for your baby, if you boy. Or you choose the name of Sahaba, Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. Or you, if you girl, you choose like Amina, or Khadija, or Aisha. Make sure you choose the right name. Man, a lot of people, you have a son or your daughter, you give them, even sometimes the name is no meaning for the name. Or sometimes even you give them wrong name, not even Muslim name, George. I don't understand why we do that. Choose your son or your daughter good name. When say grow up, say can help you. Sometimes a lot of kids when say grow up, say change the name. I don't like this name. Then this is the thing we have to do. And also when you have a son or if you are able to do, make sure you kill lamb in the day of